Hi everyone, it's Angela from Woodland Apothecary. Today I am making some sandalwood soap. So let me kind of explain to you what happened. So sandalwood is extremely expensive. I bought a bottle, this is not it, it's so small I can't even find it. It's probably about the size of just this portion here. That's how big that bottle was. And I think I paid, for that little bit, I think I paid close to $50. I am going to make other products besides just soap, so I was going to use it in that. But anyway, I bought some fragrance oils. I buy it from a company that I've always bought fragrance oils from, never had an issue with them. And so I poured in the fragrance oil, and as you can see, I've got the kale and clay in here, but I can't get it to mix. I couldn't get it to mix. I said, something's wrong. The kale and clay is not mixing in here. So I couldn't figure out what was happening. So I grabbed the bottle, and it says on the bottle that it was water soluble. Now they tell you not to use water soluble fragrance oils, that it can seize in soap. I'm going to try this. I have a plan. This is either going to work or it's going to be disastrous. I have no clue which is going to happen. So right now, let me just get my lye water. So since it's water soluble, I'm not sure I want to put it in here. So I'm going to try putting it in my lye water first, which I've never done anything like this, okay? You always put your essential oils, fragrance oils at trace. So don't do what I'm doing. This is gonna be a test. So I've got my lye water at 79, my oils are at 80. So at least, you know, this is not the scorching hot lye water that you normally get. So hopefully this is gonna be okay. I just wanna make sure that I can probably get this to mix up, because I was worried when, you know, putting it in here that it wouldn't really dissolve correctly. So we'll see what happens. I don't see any issues here. It still smells good. It doesn't smell like that, like the fragrance changed at all. So let's see. Like I said, this is the first for me, and I've been soaping for 10 years. I did send in, I contacted the vendor and I said, I don't know what happened, but I actually had that fragrance before, and it did not, it was called Egyptian Sandalwood. There was no mention of it in the past. And when I got the bottle before, it did not say water soluble. So this is a first. Well, it looks like it's behaving. It's going to turn dark, so I'll get kind of a brownish color now, but it'll probably continue to darken because this has some tonka and vanillin in it, so. I like when it stays the lighter color. I'm not going to try for any kind of a swirl or anything here, because I'll just be happy if it goes in the mold without seizing up on me. It's looking pretty good. what I did is so I had it blended. I had the Egyptian sandalwood, which is the one that said water soluble, and I had that mixed with a regular sandalwood from the same company that was not water soluble. So I had the two mixed together, and I emptied it out and put it into another container, and I only poured half of it in, and I had another one of the sandalwoods left. These are just the small type of bottles here. So I had one of these in just the regular sandalwood, and I added that with part of the other one. So most of this is now mostly sandalwood, but there is still that Egyptian sandalwood in here. That's gonna wreak havoc. Hopefully, I'm gonna put it in the refrigerator too. I don't think it'll, just to make sure. Okay, it's nice and it's very thick, but it's okay. I mean, I can deal with this. And the fragrance didn't seem to burn or anything with the lye. Of course, you know, I was only at 79 degrees. And you can see it sitting here. I don't know if you can tell, but it's already starting to get darker. It's not seizing, but it certainly got thick pretty quickly. And I was so disappointed when I saw that bottle because it smells wonderful. So as long as this turns out, I will be very happy. And I've learned something new. Oh, it's it's getting pretty solid, so we're close to a seize, but it's in the mold. So basically, I don't soap. You know, most soapers soap at 2-to-1 lye ratio, lye to water to lye ratio rather. I'm sorry, backwards. I do not do that. I soap at 33%. So with the added water in the fragrance oil, it's probably closer to a 36%, basically. So it still keeps it kept it fluid enough. I think that's why this worked okay, but you know, not a lot of movement now. I'll just be happy if it comes out of the mold without any issues. Okay, I'm not even gonna try to play with this anymore because it's just solid. So this is gonna be my kind of Egyptian sandalwood soap, and this should be ready. I'll bring you back for the cutting, but this should be ready around June 18th. So thank you for watching, and come back for the cutting. Okay, we're back with the cutting of sandalwood. I was going to call it Egyptian sandalwood, but as I smell it, there really isn't much of the Egyptian sandalwood left. So if you remember right, this is the soap that I ended up with the wrong fragrances. They were water soluble. So I dumped out half of it because I really love that Egyptian sandalwood smell. And I added in some more sandalwood fragrance oil. Essential oils for sandalwood are very expensive. So the soap, it got into the mold, no problem. I put it into the refrigerator, and literally within, even when it was sitting up and I was doing the top, it was starting to just go solid. But after it was in the refrigerator for about a half an hour, it was completely solidly hard. It was just hard. So, when they tell you not to use water-soluble soap, fragrance oils, and cold processed soap, it's because it can seize. So basically, that was happening. I was just lucky I got it into the mold. So if you remember, no swirls, nothing, because again, I was trying to just deal with what I had. So a very creamy bar of soap. This is a palm oil recipe. Well, see, it was getting heated inside, so I did have a partial gel, but not much on the other side there. So it is what it is. Next time I'll make sure that I get the right fragrances. Certainly I did contact the vendor because it was not on the website that said it was water soluble. So they need to fix that. It doesn't look bad. I think anybody who likes sandalwood may not really care about the gel ring, but I always put soaps in the refrigerator because I always end up with partial gels when I leave it out. So that's a little bit bigger than I would like, but it's still a good bar of soap. Needs some cleanup on the bottom. It did stick to the bottom part of the mold. Lost a piece there. But all in all, it came out, so happy with getting a bar of soap out, getting some bars of soap out of this. Oh, and so this is where you can really tell that the bottom part of it went into the mold pretty clean without any issues. It was when I was starting to do the top that it actually just started to seize up and get really hard real quick. So it didn't even, and it's only on the ends. It's on the other end as well, but just a little bit. There was just a little bit there. So it's mostly this end where you can see that delineation between where I had poured and then I was spooning on the top the rest of the batter that was in there. It just wouldn't attach. I couldn't get it to go through. And so, but it's an end piece. I'll sell this as a sample. I might just cut this in half for samples. I think that's what I'll do here. very creamy. It slides right through. So that'll be a nice sample piece. I have 2 of them. And then I have a package of thin samples, so I do like a bundle with these. I have a bunch of these. This one's much thinner than I normally have, so you know, I probably give people like two or 3 of these really thin ones as one, and then I usually give them 6 altogether to make about, it turns out to be about 6 ounces when I put these together. So that's it. So that's the Sandalwood soap, and you know, it is what it is. But basically I did get 11 out of that with the 2 samples. So thank you for watching. I am